Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today, it's another Roaring Currents game. Holy smokes, how lucky are we? It's going to be Larva and it's going to be Flash on the map Roaring Currents. A very fan favorite from ASL 20. Top right, it's going to be Flash. Bottom left, it is a Larva. Two players that are very evenly matched at this point, I feel like. Flash did not compete in ASL 20 for wrist injury reasons. Hopefully he comes back for ASL 21, but I am not holding my breath. In case you haven't seen Roaring Currents, it was a new map for ASL 20. It's an island map, a partially island map, all right? So this is your natural. If you spawn on the top right, you got a base here, you got a base here. These are your main land bases, we will say. Land bases here. And bottom left, there's your natural, and these two bases are your land bases. And then we have an island base here, 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 and here, which have more resources than a regular land base. Look, it's 1,200 minerals and 4,000 gas, and this one has 1,000 minerals and 2,000 gas. A very major difference. So if you want to take the land bases and let your opponent take the islands, you're going to lose the longer the game goes on. All right. So we have Terry the Overlord scouting out. Very happy to be back on Roaring Currents. That's right, Terry. How excited are we to be back on Roaring Currents? Extraordinarily happy to be on Roaring Currents. It is a jungle tile set, which Terry prefers over all other tile sets. Sometimes he likes a snow tile set, but we will see if there's another snow map in the future. We got a hatch first here from Larva. We have a very standard wall off here as well for our guy Flash. It's going to be, oh, never mind. It's going to be a supply depot into a command center. Command center first on a two-player map. It's a very long rush distance for a two-player map. That's why Nexus first is very popular on this two-player map. But command center first here from Flash. Are we going to drone scout and see the command center first? No, Terry, the world is on your shoulders right now. Larva needs to know that it is a command center first here. Barracks coming down after the command center has already started. We've got a pull down. We've got early gas saturation here from our guy Larva. He wants to make sure he has enough gas, I think, to go to a lair as soon as Zergly possible with a hatch first. And this Overlord scouting out. I think he will know by the timing of this barracks that it's a command center first without actually seeing the command center first here. Steve the SCV checking things out. Dude, command center first versus a hatch first. And there we go. He sees the late barracks. He's like, is that a second barracks or is that the first barracks that's not quite done yet? I'm going to go ahead and... Nope, there we go. He knows. Yeah, look. This little harvester right here. Yep. Command center is done at the natural base. So what's your response going to be? Lair, okay. Metabolic boost, maybe. Second 100 gas is here, but I think it's saving up for a third hatch. No. 300 minerals, 200 gas at this point. And yeah, macro hatch. Okay. So it's going to be a 3-hatch muta opening here. Second gas, I feel like, is going to come up very soon here from Larva. So, again, there are two options. Oh, hang on a second. Command center first into mech Flash? Dude, you could not be spoiling us more right now. We hardly ever see mech against Zerg in the current year, 2025. But check it out. Spire on the way. 2 factories here from Flash off of a command center first opening. I love it. I am in love with this. This is some good stuff. Let's see what the follow-up is going to be here. Still no second gas. There we go. Second gas now at 4 minutes and 23 seconds for our guy, Larva. And this is going to be a Patreon cast. For those of you who are supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month, appreciate you and love you. That's the best place to support Falcon on a monthly basis. Patreon takes about 1%. If not less than that, of your donation every month for their overhead costs. The rest of it goes to me. Okay, so if you want to support Falcon with most of your cost going to Falcon, check out Patreon for the monthly basis type thing. PayPal is the best way to do it on a single time donation. I'm falconpaladin@gmail.com on PayPal. Pretty easy to check out. Thank you for everyone supporting me out there. Somebody named Sam sent me a nice $20 USD donation earlier today. I don't recognize your name, Sam. I don't know how that connects necessarily to my viewers, but if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it. And again, if you're watching this the week of December the 10th, 2025, thanks for being a patron. You're the best. And if you're a channel member on YouTube too, also fantastic. Thanks for supporting me on a monthly basis there too. And if you're watching this in, I don't know, late December or maybe January 2025, hit that like button and subscribe. Trying to get to 75,000 viewers. That's the next milestone to get to. We're at 69,000 now. Queen's Nest on the way at 5 minutes, dude. Holy smokes, that is a fast Queen's Nest. This is going to be, I think it's just going to be Queens. I think he's just going to be going for Queens here. Obviously, Goliaths, because the Spire means there are Mutalisks. And in fact, I don't think there are going to be Mutalisks. I think this is an interesting little mind game. Oh, never mind. Mutas do get started now. So he is getting some Mutalisks. Goliaths are going to be awesome. Charon Boost is on the way. I actually was playing some Mass Recall, which is the Brood War campaign inside the StarCraft 2 engine, and completely forgot about Charon Boost for like a 20-minute TVZ. It was actually it was a TVT. TVT where the enemy had a lot of battle cruisers. It was the Battle of Augustgrad, if you remember that mission where the UED takes down Minsk. But yeah, I forgot about Charon Boost. I was using them against battle cruisers. I was like, doo, 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 doo. Everything's fine. And one of my viewers was like, dude, do you not have Charon Boost? And I was like, what? And I didn't. And part of it is that inside the StarCraft 2 engine, they don't have like the beautiful blue color that Charon Boost rockets look like when they come out of the Goliath. And so I didn't see that visual. And I was like, whatever. There isn't that visual in StarCraft 2 engine anyway. Anyway, it was fun. I won anyway. We've got a Carapace upgrade coming in. We've got, Ventral Sacs at 6 minutes. Queens are already on the way. You saw those Queens in the production tab. It's not a lot of Mutas. It is 3 Mutalisks. This may be an overproduction of Goliaths here for how many Mutalisks are being produced here by our guy Larva. He's going into Queens. This is getting epic tagged. I don't care what happens from here on. We get Mech and Queens and Roaring Currents and Larva and Flash. That is too many factors for Falcon to stay calm about. Hydra Den on the way. Trying to get a third base here probably. Who's going to take the first island base? I think based on the Ventral Sacs upgrade, it's going to be Larva. Would be really nice if he did here. What do we got? We got supply depots. Nice. Goliaths are going to continue to be awesome here. Science facility for irradiates. If you irradiate a queen, it dies. If you irradiate, a Mutalisk, it dies. Everything that Zerg has dies to an irradiate except for the Ultralisk. I'm trying to remember, do Devourers die to 1 irradiate? I kind of feel like they do, but look at this. Third base coming in. Third base running from Larva. Flash is just sitting at home with a ton of Goliaths. Not that he needs this many, mind you. It's kind of interesting that he's kind of going kind of crazy on him. A big Hydra bust where there are no siege tanks would kind of ruin Flash right here. He is anticipating all of the mutas known to Zerg kind, and that's not what this is. It's not at all. This is Hydras. This is Queens. Hydra Queen is kind of insanely good against Mech, right? Because you spawn Broodling the tanks and the Hydras kind of clear everything up. So here comes Flash. He's like, what are you doing? Why don't I see like 100 Mutalisks? It's like, oh, an undefended third base? Cool. What are we doing? No, but really what's happening here? Spawn Broodling is on the way, but it's not done yet. And Spawn Broodling on a bunch of Goliaths is not a great move. Larva. What? Okay, cool. Flash is like, well, if you're not going to try to kill me with 100 mutas, I guess I'll kill your third. GG. Larva, where do we go from here, man? Well, we expand down here to the 6 o'clock island is what we do. With 3 Mutalisks defending it. That'll probably be enough. Actually, it will, because I'm not sure there are any dropships at all. Or Valkyries, or Wraiths, or Battle Cruisers, or anything for Flash. He is just really sunken up against an attempt from these Goliaths. He's like, do you have this space? No? What in the name of Fergus McDootson? It's Hydras. It's, 5 Hydralisks. Not going to do very well against 12 Goliaths. Okay, 11 Goliaths. Sure, why not? Leave that empty spot so you can stack up the Goliaths. But Larva, double expanding 6 o'clock and center of the map island bases. What did I say about the island bases, huh? What'd I tell you? You remember, more resources there. But look at Flash. He's taking his 4th mainland expansion. Okay, Larva can make up for this. Larva can come back from this. If we can hold these 2 bases with the extra resources available, More scanning, seeing the Sunkens, seeing the Hydras. We're going to load up the Hydras and drones, and I think we're going to try to defend the heck out of the center base. Or maybe do like a Hydra drop back here. What are these queens supposed to do? I think they're looking for tanks. There are no tanks. Okay, there are 3 tanks in production, but there are no tanks. There's 1 tank. He parasites the tank. 2 tank, 3 tank. Okay, 3 tanks are out. 3. If this had been, honestly, instead of spending the energy on queens, and, well, not the energy as much as the resources on queens, then I think like 50 Hydralisks get produced. You walk across the map, and I think you sort of win. Hydras do so well against Goliath. It's not even fair, man. Chemi Meiosis is on the way. We don't get that upgrade very much. Queen energy happening here. The queen count is insane, but look at what we're spawn broodling. There's 3 tanks on the map. But there's 3 more on the way, and they're getting siege mode, which is fantastic, but this is just too many queens. This is a guy expecting 1,000 siege tanks. Oh, look at him scanning center, scanning 6 o'clock. He's like, wait a second. He's taking all the island bases with all of the extra resources. The queens, okay, you can kill every tank on the map with these queens. That's nice. But look at the Goliath covering. Parasite. Okay, good. Look what he can see now. He can see this. Parasite tank, Parasite Goliath. That's really nice, actually. And the only way to get rid of Parasite is to get restoration from medics, but I don't... Oh, I lied. Check it out. Ha! Restoration is happening. This is an epic game. Thanks, RJB, for the replay. I cannot believe how good this is. I am mind blown at how good this game... I'm going to post this on Christmas. I'm going to do it. This will be a Christmas post 2025. Happy Xmas, everyone. Hope you enjoy it. What an insane game. Flash is getting one of the mainland bases that belong to Larva. That's how insane this game is. So here comes a big old drop. But the queens are like... Yeah, spawn broodling a Goliath. Or might as well spawn broodling a Goliath or 2. Look at the broodlings. Chomp, 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 chomp. They're chomping away at these Goliaths. More Hydras show up. Totally saved it. Huge, huge Parasite on the dropship. Ooh, scourge that other dropship. Goliaths are going to come try to shut this down. Okay, if we could drop some Hydras over, but we can save that base. This is going to put this to the ultimate test. He who has the ground mainland bases versus he who has the island bases, who will win? It should be Larva. Okay, here we go. That Overlord is dead. The other 3 Overlords unload. Like I said, Hydralisks with +1, trading okay against these Goliaths, but not as good. Not as good as you want here, actually. Dude, Goliaths. 2-1 upgrades on those boys, too. That's fantastic. These Hydralisks only have 1-0. Better upgrades for our guy Flash is helping immensely right now. He does wipe out that right side island base. Okay, so Larva trying to take all the island bases. Flash says, no, you can't have the right side one. It's a free dropship, though. Again, dropships being killed on island maps. Super good. Even 1 connection on a dropship. That's a parasited one, by the way, too. Ah, Flash says, these island bases seem to be all the rage with the youths today. Not like Larva's a youth, but he's going to take the top left. Scans over here, sees all these Overlords, and says, oh, fresh meat. I guess we'll kill these then. Dude, Flash is so good. Look at him killing all of these Overlords. Okay. When's the last... Broodlings going to town on a Goliath. When's the last time you saw that? Larva's like, I didn't think I'd be using spawn broodling on Goliath so much today, but it's so much of what this is. Look at Flash. He's taken every mainland base. Every mainland base. Larva has his main and his natural. I guess this one technically hasn't been taken yet, but Consume's on the way. Dark Swarm against all these Goliaths is going to be insanely powerful, like ridiculously good. Man. Okay, retaking this base that died to absolutely no defense whatsoever earlier. Flash killed this thing because Larva didn't defend it at all. So he's finally got 1,000 Hydras with 2-1 upgrades. Some unsieged siege tanks are here, and that's... Yeah, okay. Tank down, tank down. Where are these queens that have the spawn broodling? I don't think we need them, say the Hydralisks. Wow. Once again, Scourged, controlling the skies out here. Dropship's very scared. But actually, there's no... Oh my gosh, there's no anti-air here. D-Matrix, the Goliaths, keep them alive long enough for the tanks to unload and save this base. Sick hold by Flash. Sick. So sick. Hydra's rolling into this base trying to win. No, tanks and Goliaths over in this position too. Flash positioning is too good. He's too strong. It's 196 to 128 supply. I do not see how Larva does this. Unless, again, Dark Swarm and Queen play. Ba-ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-ba-bam. Every tank is dead. And look at the Broodlings. Nom, 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 nom. They have a Carapace upgrade. They're tanking, if nothing else, and allowing the Hydras to put tons of work in on these Goliaths. This is insanity. This base is in a lot of trouble. Queens, again, taking out tanks. These Hydras need to choose somewhere. Go here or go here, Hydras. Do something. A drop swings on into this base, unloading on a sunken big old tank unload. But Queens say, how many tanks do you think you have? It's not as many. Look at these Broodlings. I've never seen Broodlings putting this much work before in my entire life. They are chomping away infinitely on everything. This base dies. This base lives just barely. Bam. Parasite dies for it. Dies for a Parasite. This base being alive. It is barely alive. Flash is on the right side too. Flash is top left. Flash is dominating here at 16 minutes. I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying it's over. I'm saying that Larva's in trouble. He's got 2 of the island bases hot, but Flash has 2 of the island bases. And 1 of your ground bases. You can't be happy about that, Larva. More spawn broodling. It takes a while to regen that energy, but it can be done. Any of these queens have 2 kills, because once a queen has 2 kills, it has graduated to like A+ queen. If you get 1 kill and you die, you kind of sucked. But if you have 2 kills and you got away, keep that in mind. Did he Nidus back in here? What a Nidus back in here totally saves the base. Getting tanks on this high ground is so mean. Spawn broodling. Bam. Changelings. Nom nom nom. Changeling. Broodlings. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Dude, they are going to kill this tank. I have never seen Broodlings do this. Dark Swarm is finally here at 17 minutes. Zerg fans are like, dude, where's this been? But okay, we'll take it. This base is dead. Infest it. Infest the command center, you coward. Come on, Larva. You have 1,000 queens out on this map. Just tossing that out there. Dude, the tanks are here. The tanks are getting heavier in count because he knows how many hiders are out on the map. Dude, he saves this base with the repair, with the responding siege tanks. He's bringing SCVs to this fight for some reason. I guess freeing up supply. He's got 75 workers. That's probably too many, in all fairness. Dude, check out the metabolic boost upgrade at 1830. 1830 on the metabolic boost. This has been the biggest treat of 2025, quite possibly. This game. Bonkers. 179, 154 supply. The scanning everywhere. Scanning dead airspace. Scanning bases. The upgrade advantage is to Flash. We got 3-3 versus 2-1. He's working on further upgrades. Metasynaptic node here. 8 queens at a time. Now look, there was a time in my casting channel history where I said queens never win against mech. It's tried constantly. It never works. But then we started seeing wins. We started seeing Zergs get smarter about how this works. And this right side base is looking like it's in a lot of trouble. Turrets and Goliaths are good, but not against this much droppage. Yeah, +3 attack finishing up for these Hydras soon. Infest it. Infest it. You have queens right here. Move your butt. Go. It's in the queen infestation range. Ugh, Larva. You're teasing us. You're teasing us with these queens, and you're not infesting the command centers with them. What is wrong with you? A radiate is on the way. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a radiate. We saw science vessel concepts, right? We had a science facility at like 10 minutes. There's been a whole 10 minutes without getting a radiate here. Adrenal is on the way. Larva recognizing, okay, Crackling's going to be good here against these Goliaths. Love this position set up by Flash. High ground tank and low ground tank. Oh, that's so good. Spawn Broodling. Wha-bam. Wha-bam. 3 kills on these queens. These queens have been queens. 3 kills each, and they're alive. Holy crap. Yeah, free. Sure, free guy is free. Why not? Okay, dragging him up into tank range might work out. +3 Hydras. Not targeting very well here. He did for a second at the end, but it wasn't really enough. Okay, Queen's ready to go. Ready to get their 3rd spawn broodlings of the game. Right side base survives. Left side base survives. Flash has done an incredible job keeping his bases alive despite intense pressure from Larva. That said, man, 189 to 182 supply. Larva's up in supply. He was down like 90 supply in this game. I don't think he's going to win necessarily here. Flash with this much mech on this much base is really hard to beat. This is the 3rd time Larva's tried to take this base. It's his 3rd. This is his 3rd base that has died several times. Remember when I say if you lose a 3rd base early as Zerg, you're dead for the rest of the game? Doesn't seem to be the case here necessarily. Queen, 3 kills, 4 kills, lives. You got to get out of there, though. Like, that's the other thing. When you're controlling these queens from a Zerg perspective, you have to get them out. You spawn Broodling, and then you fly them back to the other side of the map. Fly them to Antarctica if you need to. That's how this works. Did we clear out enough of those tanks these Hydras and Lings can win? Pretty much. Nice connections on those science vessels. A big drop on top of everything Flash has here. Yo! See you later. Everything on this bridge. Left side base might actually die. Infest it, please. For the love of all that is Zergy, send a single queen over here and infest this command center. I don't care if you do anything with it. I don't care if you make spawned broodlings or infested Terrans. You already have spawned broodlings. Don't just kill it. 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 Fine, just killed it. Topside base by Flash is dying too. It's already mined out. That's not a big deal. Not really a problem whatsoever. But suddenly, I kind of like what we're seeing here out of Larva. This counter drop by Flash is insane, though. Clears out that entire little Hydra drop. And then a counter drop comes in by Larva, shuts down the counter drop, and shuts this base down. Larva! Is he going to win this thing? I cannot believe how insane this game is. Again, happy Christmas, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this game, because this is the most fun I've had casting a game maybe all year. Holy crap. Okay, hang on. Base is alive. I'm counting my chickens a little bit here. He saves it. He totally saves it. Okay, Flash, why do I question you? You are a god among men. Left side base, dead for Flash, alive for Larva now. That's a big win for Larva. He's mining out of a lot of places, but this base being fairly healthy is kind of a huge deal for him, right? Getting these center bases and holding them for as long as he has kind of been insane. Plague on a couple of the tanks. Dark Swarm against these tanks, not so great. Link comes in, gets some friendly fire. Splash, sniping off a plagued tank is not that hard for these Hydralisks. Defiler dies inside the Dark Swarm because Splash is that good. Yeah, irradiated, sniped out. Queens are dying at an alarming rate here. Hydralisks dealing with Goliaths. They have a +3 carapace. They do. 14 Hydras at a time in production. Dude, look at this. Scourge. Dude, Scourge placement by Larva. Elite. Some of the best Scourge placement we've seen against science vessels today and ever. Okay, this is a big, mostly tank setup here. Queens come in, say you don't have anti-air. All right, your tanks are all going to die. No big deal. And it's a very, very scrappy engagement here, but he takes it down. This is Sparta. 129 to 139 supply. Nobody has a maxed out army. Nobody's 150 supply because of how bloodbathy this game has been for the last 5 minutes. It's been a 5-minute non-stop bloodbath, man. Guess what Flash wants? He wants the 9 o'clock base back. He sure does. SCVs keep dying, and I can't tell if these, again, are being sacrificed to free up supply or if he just has SCVs out for some reason, maybe repair purposes. Who knows? Save the hatch. Save the hatch. No, it doesn't save the hatch, but the tanks die anyway. Yeah, can you imagine if these broodlings had +3 attack? How good they'd be. It's a slow attack rate is the problem. Scourge, again, the Scourge connections today have just been insane. I think this is pretty vulnerable to attack. There's 2 tanks here. And a Goliath. I think that's droppable. You just made 15 Hydralisks, right? I feel like you could take that out with just a few Hydras, but he's worried about this push, which is fair. Nice Plague again. Dark Swarm. Don't chase. Don't chase. Hydras are just chasing. D-Matrix. So good here. Buys just a few extra seconds, but in a game like this, a few extra seconds is everything. Everything to a StarCraft Brood War player. Music has to re-loop. This has been such an insane game. We're just starting back over again at Terran 1. Hey, Hydras. You could kill this. You could. Scourge. Again, the anti-air here by Flash is questionable. I think he just wasted like 6 Scourge on a single science vessel. Wasn't great. We are irradiating the Queens. They get one more play. One more quarter in the jukebox if you've been irradiated, and then you're out of there. Dude, 122 to 98 supply. Is Larva actually winning this game right now? The key was taking the center base on the island and the 6 o'clock on the island. Infest the command center. Come on, you can smell it. You can smell the win. Oh, it kills the CC again. Again, it's not bad to kill command centers, but infesting a command center also kills it, and it gives you a fancy new toy to play with. Not that Larva's looking for toys at this stage, I guess. But I'm not kidding. This base being alive has actually been a blessing in disguise. The fact that Larva is still mining from this, when this is dead for Flash, and this is dead for Flash, but Larva's mining from these 2 bases that should have been his earlier but weren't, and now that they are, there's resources for him to do this, and GG Flash taps out as his next push gets obliterated, and Larva gets the win. Holy cow, what a bloodbath, knockdown, drag him out. There was a point in this game where Larva was down like 70 or 80 supply. He was dead. He was deader than a doornail, and he did not care. He got up there. He fought, he scratched, he clawed, he lost bases, he retook bases, he lost them again, he retook bases. He tried to kill Flash's 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock base 3 times and failed miserably. He tried to take this base and failed. Actually, this drop appears to be moderately successful at the very least. But yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, Flash basically is mining here, which is mining out, and he's mining here, which has Hydras at it. That's it. Meanwhile, mining here, mining here, mining here, and barely mining here, but mining here nevertheless. Center, island, bases, big deals. And then Hydra, Queen, used to such a great effect as we've seen. I think I saw Queen do it the first time. The first time I saw a really, really solid Queen Hydra victory against a good meching player was Queen, I think, versus Mong, I believe it was. I don't remember what the map is. I remember what it looks like. I can't remember what the name is, but it was on the channel a couple years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, oh, this can work. Because I'd seen Queens win, but it was really touch and go, and 1,000 Queens would die, and barely the Zerg would maybe hold on and win, and I was like, that is hard. That is a hard-fought win. But then Queen did it, and it looked really smooth and easy, and I was like, oh, okay, so you can win with Queens in a really, really simple way. But this was not simple. This was difficult. This was Larva getting in here and fighting and scratching and clawing and getting into his 3-3 upgrades really late and using Queens pretty darn effectively. How many kills do you guys have? 3 kills. Again, anything with 2 kills or more is insanely good. 5 kills. Look at this MVP Queen. 5 kills on a Queen is almost unheard of in a game against somebody as good as Flash. Wow. I still think Larva could have won this game if he had just gone pure 3-base Hydra bust timing, didn't worry about queens at all, because Flash was expecting mutas, and he had 1,000 Goliaths and no tanks. And if those Hydras show up and just crush those Goliaths and Larva wins, it's just a build order loss. It's just Flash completely misreading what Larva was doing. I love these macro hatches, by the way. If it did completely misread what Larva was doing, and then bam, he dies, that would be an embarrassing loss. And it was there. It was there for the taking. But he went immediately into queens. Larva went into queens so fast. That was a queen's nest at like 6 minutes, wasn't it? It went into queens so fast. Man. Just a ridiculously epic TVZ mech versus queen, Flash versus Larva, Roaring Currents. Merry Christmas, each and every one. Hope you enjoyed it, because, yo, that was awesome. 27 minutes of pure unadulterated awesomeness for your Christmas day, or, you know, early December. If you are a patron, you saw this early at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Larva outproducing Flash, getting outkilled by Flash by a smaller number. That's everything right there. 16 to 6 buildings raised feels like low considering how many bases are under attack today. And Flash outspent Larva. Outspent Larva. I don't clap when I cast, but I'm clapping now. Outspent Larva. And lost. That never, ever happens. I'm telling you, every time we get to this page and I look at something, it's like, oh, the Protoss outspent the Zerg. No wonder they won. All he had to do was show me that the Protoss outspent the Zerg, and I would have said, yeah, the Protoss won. 99 times out of 100. This is the one. This is the 1 out of the 100 where the Terran player outspends the Zerg by 9,000 resources. Almost 9,000 resources. And loses. That is some insane cost efficiency with the Hydras, with the Queens especially. The Queens getting multiple kills is hugely cost efficient. Really made it work. And that's it. I'm exhausted. Like, that was an insane 27-minute game. All right, so that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you liked what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.